Hello. Welcome back. It's another glorious day in the north. Um, Yesterday I added Purigen to the second hang on back filter. Tank looks great, I guess. I don't know. Do I see a difference? At this point, I don't think I'm capable of seeing things get better. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, roll back the videos 48 hours and compare it to this one. Put them side by side. I'll do that when I get this uploaded on my screen as well, but I don't think I can see it right now visually with my own eyes. Looks damn good. And it's in great shape for... This water is on its way to... I did the water change late in the day, so it's actually like 2.5 days. It's the third day, but it's 2.5 days old. Old water. So this water's got at least another 2 days on it before I need to do anything about it. And that's fine. That's fine. I'd also like to remind you tonight, on this being the 1st of March, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mexicali Fish Keepers channel. I'm going to be there. We're just going to talk fish. He expressed, he didn't like the way things went down last time, and he was interested in hearing what I had to say, but I kept getting stepped on. So, but I did notice then that when I was able to speak, he was listening, and so we're going to do that again. So, yeah, it's just going to be a civilized conversation, just me and him. No, nobody else with agendas, and we'll just talk. We'll just be talking about fish. And for the remainder of this episode, I'm going to talk about my barrel system, how I preheat my water, and show you how my barrels are set up because someone requested that, and I said, why not? Let's do that. So here are my barrels. These are rain barrels. A lot of people use garbage cans, but good luck. I got my PetSmart bag here from when I went shopping. Anyhow, the garbage cans, you just can't get big enough ones. I mean, you can, but then you got how much floor space you're using. Probably have to use 4 garbage cans to get this much water volume. So I believe these are sold as 55-gallon rain barrels. These are the ones you put on the side of your house. I actually wanted to get an 80-gallon one, but I had ordered it brand new. It was supposed to be delivered, and Home Depot shipped it to Alberta somehow. Anyway, so I was like, give me back my money, please. And I found these used from some gardener who swore up and down they never put chemicals in them. I believed them. I still brought it home, washed the crap out of them because they were just collecting rainwater off the roof. And I got 2 more downstairs as well. And I use these. They're very robust, unlike the garbage cans that are kind of flimsy and, holding. Those garbage cans are great, but I think after years and years of holding water, they'll fail. They just weren't designed for it. They're probably going to split, and you're going to have a problem. So these things will never break. They're freaking tough as nails, and they're also very porous. Like if you hear me scratch the plastic, it's very porous. So the walls on the inside are actually entirely suited to farm beneficial bacteria. The walls inside here, if I touch them, they're thick with beneficial bacteria slime, and it's deeply penetrating into the plastic because the plastic's very porous. So it's kind of like having a whole bunch of pot scrubbies for free along, and the Rubbermaids, they're smooth. You don't get that. So it's another advantage to these. They're also, the thicker plastic holds the heat better, and they tend to be closed off on the top like this. So I could put a plant here if I want and have water circulating through this part, but I've closed off those holes And I actually just fill this puppy right up to the top when I do. I actually have to fill it today. I just haven't done it yet for my last water change because my tank's lasting longer and I don't want my water to be in my barrels for too long. Those barrels probably got about 10% water in each of them just to keep the substrate going. And then they got sponge filters and air hoses in each one and a heater in each one. And that's how I run my barrels. And so they got substrate on the bottom. It's actually that ugly blue and white stuff. I'd never put that in the tank, but that's in my barrels because I had it, and I might as well use it because it's going to give me surface area. And so inside, the barrels are basically aquariums, and they just don't have any fish pooping in them. There's no bioload, so the only bioload they get is what comes in with the tap water, and the bacteria in there, like I said, it's thick, so they're very efficient and good to use. I guess we should talk about what I do with my tap water. I'll take you downstairs. So here's my hose. It's about it's over 100 feet. I think it's 120 feet. It's a big, huge spool, and you wind it up, with a crank on the side, and you pull out what you need. And I can pull this hose all over my house if I need to. Over here we have my slop sink in the basement. And here's my first filter coming off the tap. This is an RV block filter. You can buy these for like $20. You get 2 of them. I just put one of these here. This is a 20 micron. Then, pardon the ranky looking basement thing, comes down here and it goes into a 5 micron cylinder there. And then behind it goes through a charcoal block filter. And then it goes into my garden hose setup. And then I just run the hose upstairs and I fill my barrels. And, the heaters take care of the heat. It's temperature matched to my tank. And the sponge filters take care of the rest. And the air stones. So that filter setup downstairs, pretty much way cheaper than using an RO system. It leaves some mineralization in your water, but very little. It's removing probably 90 to 95% of it, somewhere in that range. So that you still get mineralization left in the water, and you don't have to pay to remineralize your water, because RO water there'd be nothing there, and then you definitely have to you need additives because you took everything out. So those block filters won't take everything out. They leave enough behind to keep your fish healthy without you having to spend money on additives. But what they do for me is my tap water is hard as uck. You know what I mean? Like, the API Master Test Kit maxes out off my tap for pH. So I don't even really know what the true number is. I just know it's off the chart. And but when I run them through those block filters, it brings me down into the 7s. And then when I rest them in the barrels, and after I float it over into my tank for water change, the tank will settle out at 6.7, 6.4 range, which is absolutely perfect for Discus. So that's how I prepare my water for my Discus tank. I do not tap fill, but I mean, I understand many people do tap fill their Discus tanks, but they live in different cities and they have different water situations. You know, a guy 30 miles from me is going to have a different water situation, even if he's in the same city. So, yeah, that's just the nature of the beast, right? But that's what I have to go through where I live to make sure that my fish don't die because of my tap water. And then there's still other challenges that I deal with in the spring and in the midwinter. They shock my systems with a lot of chemicals, and they don't really tell us when that comes. So I know they do it in the first week of January consistently now. I haven't quite figured out when they do it in the spring, but I do make a video, so I've been charting it. So I'm about to, once the weather gets warm, I'll be looking for when I posted those videos and be very vigilant with my prime around those dates and my water changes, because things get hairy when they do that. But other than that, smooth sailing over here in the north. I've got this whole thing dialed in, figured out, and Now we just got to produce babies and change the world. But our plans are slowly unfolding as we desire them. And yes, there were losses along the way. There were challenges along the way. But when you figure them all out, boy, does it ever feel good. Does it ever feel good. Thank you so much for watching. We won't keep you too long. Hope to see you tonight over at Mexicali's channel. I think it'll be a completely different experience from the fiasco last time. I'm quite certain of it. And be more like what I expected it to be in the first place. Look forward to seeing you all there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, and if you like fish, hit the subscribe button.